Every single day, we're sending out thousands of signals online. Most of them are pretty obvious, right? A click, a like, a share. But just beneath that surface, there's this whole other world of unspoken communication, our digital body language. So let's dive in and decode what your computer is learning about you, even when you aren't trying to tell it a thing.
Okay, let's start with something you do all the time. You've just searched for something, and boom, a whole page of results pops up. Think about it. What's the single most important, most powerful piece of feedback you can give that search engine about what you're looking for?
For ages, the answer seemed super obvious, right? It's the click. You see a link you like, you click it, and you're basically telling the search engine, yep, this is the one. It's the main way we've always thought about interacting with search.
But what if I told you that the click is just the very last word in a long, detailed conversation you're having with the page? And the craziest part? It's a conversation you probably don't even realize you're having. And that's where this idea of implicit feedback comes in. It's all the information we give away, not through direct commands, but through all our little subconscious actions. Turns out, what we ignore is often just as revealing as what we choose.
Okay, so what is implicit feedback really? The best way to think about it is like digital body language. It's not what you say, but how you say it. In the real world, it's the pause, the glance, the subtle shift. Online, it's where you let your mouse hover, how fast or slow you scroll, and yeah, even where your eyes are looking on the screen.
All right, let's dig into this with our first piece of evidence, the humble mouse cursor. Yeah, I know, you probably think of it as just a pointer, a tool to get from A to B. But for researchers, it's basically a direct window into your attention.
See, a click just tells a search engine one thing. Hey, I liked this one result, but that's it. It says nothing about all the other results you looked at and decided not to click on. The cursor, though, the cursor tells a much, much richer story. It shows where you paused, which two links you might have compared, and how far down you were willing to scroll, revealing your entire thought process.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. Back in 2012, some researchers went deep. I'm talking they analyzed 1.8 million search queries, recording every tiny scroll and every little mouse hover. They wanted to know if this digital body language could get them closer to what a user really wanted, way beyond just the click. And what they found was pretty incredible. The moment they added all that cursor and scroll data into their models, boom, their ability to predict what someone was going to click next shot way up. The cursor's silent language made the whole system smarter, more accurate, especially when it came to those crucial top results. So the cursor is a really good hint about where we're looking. It's a proxy for our attention. But what if we could stop guessing? What happens when we can track our attention directly by following the eye itself? This is where it gets really fascinating, because if your cursor movements are clues, well, your eye movements are a flat-out confession. There is no more direct, unfiltered measure of what a person is actually paying attention to. To really see this in action, we've got to look at a super high-stakes situation. A 2019 study put two different groups into a medical simulation. A group of experts, these are experienced medical residents, and a group of novices, med students just learning the ropes. Their job? Stabilize a virtual patient who was in critical condition. By tracking their eyes, researchers could see not just what they did, but how they actually saw the problem unfolding. And honestly, the difference was like night and day. You could see the experts' gaze was just systematic, focused, efficient. They knew exactly where to look for the most critical information. But the novices? Their eyes were all over the place, scattered. They spent way more time just searching around using what the study called general search strategies, because they hadn't yet learned how to separate the important signals from all the noise. And the numbers back this up. Experts dedicated nearly a third of their total visual attention to the most critical diagnostic area on the screen. The novices, significantly less time. The experts' eyes were just drawn, almost like a magnet, to what mattered most. But here's the part that really blew my mind. It wasn't just that the experts were more effective. It was actually easier for them. They reported a 23% lower cognitive load. I mean, think about that. Because their diagnostic skills were so automatic, so deeply ingrained, they didn't have to think as hard. Their expertise freed up mental bandwidth, letting them perform under pressure with way less effort. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? You've got these two totally different studies, one about searching the web, the other about saving a patient in an emergency, and they're both telling us the exact same story. Our subconscious digital signals, this digital body language, reveals an incredible amount about what we're interested in, what we intend to do, and even our level of expertise. And it's really cool how these ideas build on each other. The only reason that big web search study could even happen was because earlier research had already shown this super strong link between where our eyes look and where we move our mouse. The cursor study basically took that psychological truth and applied it at a massive scale. So let's just break this down one more time. On a search results page, your cursor is revealing your interest and how you compare different options. In a high-stakes simulation, your gaze is revealing your level of expertise and how much mental effort you're using. Two different signals, two totally different contexts, but one powerful idea. Our tools can understand us better by watching what we do, not just what we explicitly tell them.
So why should you care about any of this? Well, the potential here is huge. I mean, imagine software that can actually sense when you're getting confused and just offers help right in that moment. Or think about training simulations that can tell an instructor not just that you failed, but precisely where your attention broke down. This is all about creating technology that's more responsive, training that's more insightful, and frankly, a whole new way to understand how we learn and master difficult skill.
And all of this leads us to one last really fascinating question for the future. We've talked about the cursor, we've talked about the gaze, but as our devices get even smarter and more woven into our lives, what other unspoken signals are we sending out all the time? What stories are being told by the rhythm of our typing, or the speed we swipe, or even just the way we hold our phones? Our digital body language is just starting to speak. The real question is, are we ready to listen?